What up? This is Landon Sworts with theepicstorm.com, and we are back with another Legacy League on Magic Online. Alright, cool, so let's go over the list real fast. So, the Legacy metagame has been evolving pretty rapidly since the London Mulligans went live. I guess that's imagined to be expected because pretty much it's such a fundamental rule change that decks all need to adjust and be fundamentally different. Also, we've had some real powerhouse printings in just the same amount of time, right? So I've been having a tough time with Empty the Warrens. I was doing really well. The last video we played a list that was very Belcher-esque, and I did very well with that for several days, playing it pretty heavily. But then I started to accumulate a lot of losses in close games, but it kind of just wasn't doing it. I think it's really straightforward strategies like that can be kind of difficult to do well with all the time because, you're setting yourself up to just be answered. So this list in here, I'm only running 3 total copies of Empty the Warrens. I have 2 in the sideboard, 1 in the main deck. So something I've been messing with in the past couple weeks is what the flex slots are in the deck. And I've just been feeling like with 3 Mox Opal that I was kind of seeing more land than I wanted on average. So I started trying to test 12 lands, and I was surprised that with 12 lands and 3 Mox Opal, it was playing really well. I didn't even miss the 13th land. So recently I started testing a list with 2 Mox Opal instead of 3 with 12 lands, and I gotta be honest, I've not really been getting punished for it. So this list is a little heavy on discard. We're running 8 copies of discard. Let me just go ahead and jump in the queue because we're almost finished with the explanation on the list. So 8's a lot, but there's a lot of counter magic running around. And people are mulliganing, a lot. People are starting off with hands that are, like 6s instead of 7s and sometimes 5s. So I think discard does gain a little bit of value if we are trying to not really mulligan quite as much. It all depends. I mean, with post-London Mulligan, we are going to be mulliganing more just by virtue, but still at the same time, I've been enjoying trying to pick the opponent apart and pin them down when necessary. And 8 discard's really good at that. I know a lot of pilots are not big on it, but I'm cool with it. So real quick in the sideboard, I was going to run 2 Tormod's Crypts and 3 Echoing Truth, but because I want Tormod's Crypt for Reanimator, and there's enough room in this sideboard configuration, I feel, to pull it off. But I think I'm just leaning towards wanting a single Chain of Vapor and bringing in Tormod's Crypt and Chain of Vapor against Reanimator as the pair. Just because Chain of Vapor is better against Reanimator. I have not won very many matches against Reanimator with Echoing Truth, but I actually have won a decent amount of matches against Reanimator with Chain of Vapor. So I'm going to try Tormod's Crypt and a Chain of Vapor. It's just something I'm messing with. Chain of Vapor can still come in against the Thalia decks, and even the Chalice decks. Cool, it doesn't hit Chalice on one, but I mean, it does hit the other hate rocks that they play. So this hand's a keep. We'll keep this. We wouldn't mind some disruption, but it's pretty easy to find, and we'll see what the opponent does on their first turn anyways. Unknown opponent, we could Google them, but since they're on the play, it's not like we're going to mulligan a double LED hand. Okay, so we have a Lotus Petal and Polluted Delta, which makes this look like it's Storm, but it could be Show and Tell. Basic Island Ponder. Okay, so they chose to shuffle their library, so they did shuffle. All right. Let's grab Volcanic and Ponder. Okay, so feel like we're probably just going to be going for it. In case it is Storm, let's play out our Lion's Eye Diamonds to protect them from discard. Spell Pierce. Okay, so this is probably Show and Tell. Okay, so that's cool. So next turn we're going to draw Infernal Tutor, so we're probably just going to tutor for another copy of LED. Thinking if that's what we want to do. No, it might not matter. We might just be dead. Okay. Well, no big deal. Game 2. We're going to get the match. It's not a big deal. All right. Board out a Rite of Flame. We'll put a Duress in the sideboard to wish for. And Chrome Mox or Ponder. All right. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Let's try this. Sure. Well, we'll just we'll see if we can get there with this. It might not be good enough, but we'll try. Okay. Play out our good friend Chrome Mox. Dark Grit. Dark Grit. Alright, so basically now what we really want to happen is we want to draw a blue source. So we can start digging for discard spells. And we basically just want to keep the opponent off of... we want to keep the opponent under our 3-turn clock. So that's the plan. Find discard, attack 3 times. Not discard. Attack number 1. Yeah! Whatever. I don't care. I'm a loser. 12. Okay. The opponent plays Ancient Tomb, goes to 10, plays Show and Tell, plays Omniscience, plays Emrakul. No. They preordain. Alright, well, it's all going to be up to what they're set up to. They put 2 cards on the bottom of their library, just want that to be noted. So they didn't find what they were looking for, which means that even without discard, it's possible that we're going to get there. Possibly might not. We'll see. Sending all my energy for the worst luck ever on that draw. Cool. Sweet. Cool. All right. We're on the draw. This still looks good to me. Let's run it. Another alternative that I might try tweaking with this deck is I might try making the main deck be 3 Duress and 1 Defense Grid, and in the sideboard have only 2 Hope of Gearper with a copy of Duress. That's definitely something I am thinking about. We're going to mulligan this one. And this one we're going to keep. Alright, so we either want to put the Chrome Mox back, or Volcanic Island back. I'm pretty hesitant to just try to belch them with goblins. I don't even know if we'll get there because they're on the play. Which makes me think that Chrome Mox is the card we want to put back. That could be incorrect, but that's what I'm doing. I'm not sure. I don't know. But I'm just going to go with it and try to not overthink it. That's what my gut tells me to do. Alright. Well, we can't do shit, but that's okay. Well, we can. But I don't feel safe trying to belch right here. They have Flusterstorms probably. They have Spell Pierce. They have Force, and they probably have Force of Will and Force of Negation. So I don't think we're getting through right there. It's actually more probable that their hand's mostly Permission than really anything. So. Alright, so we could Infernal Tutor for something, but I don't really... Like, I feel like we have enough mana that doesn't really matter. Not the best draw. Their hand must be mostly Permission. So the Ponder that we bordered out would have been a better draw. Who knows if that would have been what would have happened. Because it could be any number of the ones that we had. I just like to try to at least think about it. Because Ponder would have been a better draw there. But I mean, it's not like we're expecting this to, like, we're like sitting here at their turn 4 right now, so. There's going to be Cantrip. Oh, Grafdigger's Cage. Okay. Sure. Like, literally sure. Whatever. That's cool. Not a good draw. Not what we wanted. Why don't we try to flex a bait with this tutor? Okay, well. They didn't even bite on that. I would try to play around Flusterstorm, but I think that they probably have a hard counter too. So it's like, I'm not trying to just throw our entire hand into that. Like, they're not killing us currently. Oh man, that's... Yeah, alright, so I guess for future reference, board out one of the Chrome Mox over Ponder, for sure. Imagine they're just not drawing combo pieces and their hand is just like a bunch of permission. Wow, I'm really surprised we're not dead. We've had some pretty brick draws. Alright, that's something. I don't think that the coast is clear. If this is Emrakul, I don't even care, actually. Alright, so what do we want to keep? So we'll sec that. What do we want to keep? We only get to keep one, huh? Oh, wow, I'm so bad at math. Look how dumb I am. I thought we had 7 permanents. Everyone, that was embarrassing. Alright, but whatever. So we go to 5. Big deal. Now we just try to kill them. Guess this. Sorry about being dumb. Like, seriously, I'm so stupid. I thought we had 7 permanents. We only had 6. I thought we had to keep 1. I'm so funny. I'm so funny. Well, we stayed patient and we didn't just blow our hand. And I guess maybe we should have tried to go a little earlier. I think there was definitely like an opportunity there, but I really thought that we had more to get through. But whatever. I don't really care. We got there, so not a big deal. So we're 1-0, and I can't count. 1-0, and I cannot count, but that's fine. Like, whatever. Alright, so we're going to go over our record section. We're 1-0. That always feels nice. Bow. Bop, bop, bop. Yeah, I don't know. We had a bunch of brick draws there. I definitely think one Chromox too many post board there, but I'm fine with learning. I've been messing with flex slots and sideboard crap, so I've been playing a ton of different lists, so I'm gonna have to figure out some like touches of the mapping as we go a little bit, but that's cool. Yep. All right. So we won the die roll. Will be on the play. Well, this hand's a keep. Well, yeah, whatever. Whatever. Let's just try. Stinks we can't cast any of those discard spells right now. It's really too bad that one of these 3 cards is in another ritual or petal of some sort. But hey, whatever. They have force? If they have force, they have force. That's fine. Like, we can lose the first game. It's not the end of the world. And I mean, this might not even be good enough. It's a 3-turn clock. So, we won't kill them until our turn 4 if this is good enough. And that's, like, if it is good enough, so. But we'll try it. Why not? I mean, like, hey, it's turn 1 and we have 8 1/1s. Like, whatever. It's not, I mean, we definitely would prefer 10 or 12, but we have 8. We'll try to raise the stabilize. So we're going to stick this Thoughtseize at them. I guess we'll take the Chain Lightning. Okay, so they didn't block. Delver does not flip. We get it. All right. We're going to trim a Burning Wish for Empty the Warrens. That's literally all that we're going to do, though. That's literally all that we're going to do. We're not going to do anything else. This looks good. So one of the reasons I'm not running for the thing that made me shift is like, okay, so it is for Plague Engineer, but like, I've been seeing Plague Engineer out of Delver. So like, at that point, I think I'm, at least for me, a deck that's running Plague Engineer and Stifle, I guess I'm just like, alright, maybe I'll only play 3 Empty the Warrens, sure, whatever, like, whatever. But it'll be cool. We're gonna get this. And then we'll be 2-0. We just gotta shuffle this opponent off real fast. But here's the game that we need to focus on. Let's do it. This is a keep. It's almost there, but it's going to need some help. But I think we hold on to this and just try to get some disruption or something. We're an artifact off from Mox Opal being on, but it's still nice for Storm. I just this hand needs them to not apply a ton of pressure, but okay, so for instance, that's on now. So we need some disruption, but we're in an alright spot. We have 8 discard in the deck, so hopefully we draw some. Ponder. Alright. So, they drop Flooded Strand. Oh, hello, Aurora. Not right now, sweetie. Yeah, we'll hang out a little bit later. Alright, so this Brainstorm isn't terrible. We'll see if they stifle us. We don't get hit with a stifle. Oh, you're back. I guess this technically is later. Let me finish the video, then we'll hang out, alright? Sorry, just covered in cat hair now, which is fine. Whatever, not a big deal. Alright, so they have a response for our Brainstorm. Alright, so they could have like Force or something here, but since they're tapped out, I want to try. So let's just wish now. Interesting. Looks like we did it. I mean, they have a Force. I think they would have used it by now. All right, yeah, look at that. Cool. So let's jump back in the queue. I'll adjust our record section. We're 2-0. Ooh, no, I don't know. That's cool though. I was planning on just grabbing the Empty the Warrens, but we boarded out that Burning Wish, so like, why not just Tendrils then, right? Yeah, cool. So that I would imagine it's possible they had something like Pierce or Fluster in their hand as well, but it's very possible. But they were tapped out, so I figured we might as well at least try to take the window, and we did. We got there. So that's pretty cool. Just rocking it with 12 lands. Like, just rocking it with 12 lands, and it's like not even a thing. Like, I'm probably watch me get punished just for like talking about it. But like, I just wanted to try it, so I started trying with the 3 Mox Opal, and it was fine. Like, I've played a bunch of lists with 12 lands. A bunch of it was with 3 Mox Opal, but I played like 2 lists with just the 2 prior to this one. And I played like full leagues with these lists, you know what I mean? Like, it's been alright. It really has. Like, 12 lands has been fine. Like, whatever. And like, cool. That adds another slot that we can play with. If you were to choose to want to do so. So we'll probably hold on to this. I think we brainstorm. I think we imprint blue. Brainstorm. I guess we'll do a Google search to see what the opponent's on. I mean, we already kept, but I mean, we would just be keeping this hand. I'm not mulliganing this hand. It's a keep, so. I just want to make sure I spelled their name right. I didn't get any results. Okay, so no results. That's fine. We'll just do our thing. Cool. Brainstorm. They have force? They probably do. Oh, they don't. Okay, well that's cool. I'm just not getting punished by force because I'm on a Smurf account. But yeah, so like they can't search me. I couldn't search them, so like whatever. That seems fair to me. Maybe they're not on a blue deck, but the meta feels really blue right now. Is all I mean. Okay. I guess we just present. So, yeah, we don't know what the opponent's on. They might not be on a blue deck. This is pretty alright, though. Like, the deck's fast, so if it's a hate bearer strategy, you know, we can try to go under it. If it's a hate rock strategy, we can, like, you know what I mean, like a chalice or whatever. We can try to pulverize. I mean, we do have access to that main deck. And if it's a blue deck, I mean, we're geared for them with the duress. So, like, whatever. Cool. Sounds good. This hand seems fine. It's a little slow, but, like, it can piece things together. Okay, so it is a blue deck. Snow covered. So this is quickly looking like it's either snow control or maybe ant. ANT. Cool. Not the worst draw, actually. Let's go blue-black, Underground Sea, and we're going to ponder. Pretty good, actually. Like, really not looking so bad. It doesn't really matter too much what we draw or what we don't draw. Alright, we'll just do it like that. You only have one land. I actually think what we're going to do is we're going to pass and wait to brainstorm until next turn when we have another land drop. Because we're not under pressure. So I think we're going to take this free give me turn. Oh man. Do they have another land? They're going to have to discard. Let's see what they discard. Swords. Okay, so this looks like this is miracles or something. Alright. Brainstorm. Potentially a lot of counter magic in their hand. I feel like we won this this exchange, so we're gonna allow. Well, I mean, we don't have any choice in the matter, but I feel like we won that. We're pass to them. All right, so start off with a Rite of Flame. Okay, all right. So let's take Batterskull, cast Dark Ritual, we'll take Jit. Finally hit their second land on turn 5. I guess it was a greedy keep. They didn't have... Well, no, it wasn't. They pondered. I don't know what really, like, came of that ponder, but... I guess maybe they... Yeah, I mean, they just got unlucky on the ponder. I guess it wasn't greedy. Island ponder to fix your lands is pretty reasonable, I think, so I want to retract that. So we could Infernal Tutor for Thoughtseize or Duress, but neither of those will do anything. I do think we should still Infernal Tutor. But I think... It might be the worst idea to just get Ad Nauseam on deck in case we need it. Because even if we get hit by a True Name once... if they were to happen to like somehow flip Terminus right now, I don't think they're playing Terminus. Engineered Explosives would be annoying too. But hey, we won that match. Let's jump right back into the queue. We're 3-0. So that's pretty cool. I'm down. So yeah, I know that 8 discard is a lot, but I either want... Right now, currently, I feel like I want either 3 Duress main and Duress in the sideboard, or 4 Duress main deck regardless. I'd want access to 8 discard across the 75, is what it is. Currently. Just like with how I've been feeling, messing with different lists. So I'm just trying it in the main deck. I really like Wishable Discard. I'm one of the biggest fans of Wishable Discard, I feel like. I'm always the one that's like, yeah, but that list doesn't have Wishable Discard, so it's unplayable. But, like, whatever, here we are, I'm not doing it. But, as I mentioned, I'm boarding it out a lot, and that big reason of having 3 hopes for this list for me is that, like, a lot of the time, one of these is getting trimmed and going to the board, and the hopes are coming in. But that makes me just wonder if maybe instead of... Duress, if one of them should be a defense grid, we put it in the board, and then you just have 2 Hope of Ghirapur. I don't know, I'm sure I'll mess with that at some point, but I wanted to give this list its fair, a fair trial first. So we are doing just that. 1 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana, 5, 6. Alright, well, we'll keep this and try to belch them. So I guess we're alright with drawing the one in the deck, so maybe we'll just go... We'll try the Burning Wish route. We'll see. I mean, they might have Force of Will. But I honestly think if it goes through, I would rather be able to... I wouldn't even... I don't know if I want to draw that. I don't know if we would want to draw the empty from the main. It's so marginal, right? It like hardly matters. They don't have a force either. Probably should do a Google search just to see what's up on the opponent if we can. Covered in cat hair right now. Probably can't see it super well in the camera. I can't see it great when I look at the monitor, but I'm covered. Not that it matters at all, but all right. So we got our goblins. Oh man, they're a lands player and they have Tabernacle. Well, that's unfortunate for us. Guess I should have Googled them ahead of time, but it is what it is. We probably don't win this game one, but we'll get the match. Whatever. I didn't know they were on lands. I guess I should have Googled them before we did. Went for goblins. But you want to know what? It's not the end of the world. We'll pay for 3. Oh, we can only pay for 2, right? Yeah. We probably should just concede. Honestly, yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm tilted because I should have looked that up, I guess. But we had the Goblins line. We didn't have any other line. That's a keep. You keep it. Should have looked them up earlier. Would have just waited a turn or something and tried to ad nauseum them. That was foolish in that sense. Whatever. Hey, shrug it off. It's not the end of the world. I mean, that's going to happen in paper anyways. Like, that kind of stuff will happen because I would have went for Empty the Warrens there. So it's like, it is constructive in a sense, and I'm not even mad. It's fine. First card to come out. Cool. Well, at least we know what they're on. We're down a game because I'm a fool. But we're going to win the match. We're going to get this game for sure. I'm a little worried about game 3. If I'm being completely honest, I'm a little worried about game 3. But hey, we went for goblins. It's fine. We can mulligan this. We'll try this one. We're just going to grab Swamp because of Wasteland, and we're going to appoint this Duress at the opponent. I think that would have happened to me in paper. I didn't look them up. We could have looked them up. I didn't look them up. Literally, that was just because we didn't look them up. That hand was a keep. I was going to take that line. Like, all right. Okay. Probably going to gamble for another sphere effect. Or Chalice to drop on 0. That might have been their draw. It's hard to say. That was not a good draw for us. Well, I guess, you know what, if we lose this, we lose this. There's something to be learned. I mean, I'm not a huge proponent of always Google people. But, like, yeah, so they did grab another Thorn. Alright, so we probably lose this match. I'm going to not get tilted, though. We're just going to try to get the 4-1 and just shrug it off. Like, live and learn. Like, it's whatever. You know, I don't know. It's good to mitigate tilt, too, so... Can't play our artifacts out because they have the sweeper. We're just super favored in this matchup's like what the funny part about it is. But hey, whatever. I guess I really got to be more diligent about looking players up before starting the match. Let's play out one Chromox and imprint Burning Wish. If our opponent wants to force a Vigor that, they can force a Vigor that. Alright, so we like really badly need to draw that Chain of Vapor. That's game. Hey, whatever. I'm not perfect. And I'm not going to pretend to be or beat myself up for not being. So, we should have looked the opponent up and waited a turn. So, I was a little overzealous. They make their 2020. Ow. Cool. All right. So let's just finish strong. It's not a big deal. Like, hey, we're not perfect. All right. We should have looked them up. But our hand was a keep, and like, yeah, even against any other prison strategy, we would have went for that there. So we should have looked them up. We did not. They happen to have Tabernacle in hand too. We really should have just waited a turn and hopefully waited to piece together one more piece of mana and went for Ad Nauseam. But I'm gonna adjust our record section. We're 3-1. We're 3-1 and we're not even upset. We're just not perfect, but the list feels good regardless. Like seriously. It really does. Even if we had been running one more fetch land to get another land, we didn't see another one. Well, we could have... No, they had Wasteland. We would have been playing around it. I'm just trying to figure out setting up Pulverize. I feel like we weren't hitting Pulverize that specific game, even if we were running one more land. So, like, even though that was a scenario where, hey, we might have won another land, it's still kind of a wash. We had 4 bounce spells, and Chain of Vapor would have been better than Echoing Truth. And we did not draw any of those either. So, hey, whatever. Let's look the opponent up, I guess. Hey, Landon, look the opponent up. All right. This hand's pretty good. We're going to keep that. Try to finish strong here. All right, is that Delver? Cool, we'll keep. I've killed lands opponents with goblins before. Like, not knowing they were on lands and doing stuff like that and making goblins. And they just didn't find a way to find Tabernacle in 2 turns. Like, it happens. Like, we could have won that even though they were on lands. But if we had known that they were on lands, I would have... If I had known, which I could have known by looking them up, I would have waited. But, hey, it is what it is. That's a pretty good draw, actually. We're going to be a little bit patient because we need to... we need to find a win condition. We got 2 brainstorms, though. Probably going to try to brainstorm at the end of their turn, but I don't want to expose ourselves to wasteland, so I didn't in our main phase, and I'm thinking if we even want to... Okay, so it's blue-red Delver. They have a couple Delver finishes, but they do... This one is one of them, so let's look. All right, so it looks like they're not actually playing wasteland in this list. So that's interesting to note. I wonder if they're playing price. Let's check that really quick. No, I don't see price. So this is almost going to even act as disruption in a way because they might interact with it. Brainstorm. It's possible we should have cracked that there, but I wanted to be able to have the option to be able to have a land drop next turn if we needed it. All right, so I think we should have grabbed Swamp there. Oh, well, they're not playing Wasteland. I keep forgetting that. Delver doesn't flip, which is mucho bueno for us. Mucho bueno. All right. Come across the table, hit us. We go to 16. Try to fire this off. Alright, well then let's just take Bolt and kill them. Cool. So we got game one. All right. We can finish strong on this 4-1. We can end this right here and right now. So I'm expecting them to have hate post board. Let's take a look at their sideboard, see what they got. They got some Flusterstorms, Grafdigger's Cage, which I imagine they'll bring in, Pyroblast, which they might even bring in, Surgical Extractions. But I don't see any sweepers. I don't see any sweepers, so we'll trim Burning Wish, bring in Empty the Warrens, and submit. Let's see if we can get this. I mean, this definitely could have been a 5-0 if we win this. This could have been a 5-0 if we had looked up the opponent last round. We'll try this. This could have been a 5-0 if we had won that game one by waiting a turn, drawing a mana source, going for ad nauseum, winning game one. We could have lost game two. Probably would have gotten game three. So this very easily could have been a 5-0. And I'm like literally testing right now, so we're just kind of hanging out while I'm testing, and I don't know. I feel like because I learned from that and like or whatever that it really isn't in vain. So we can shrug that off a little bit. It wasn't ideal, but that's how it played out. All right, so we'll put Empty the Warrens down. And I like how we look next turn. I really like how we look next turn. Oh, okay, they got a Black Splash. So this is not the list we looked up. So we might be dealing with some Plague Engineer or some discard. We'll see what happens. Ponder. They might even be playing Wasteland, actually. Yep, look at that. That's all right for us, though. We're fine. We're in an okay position. All right, we need to make some decisions. I don't think that I want to imprint Thoughtseize. Hopefully they don't counter this. We could imprint it. And we have discard to point at them next turn. It's starting to look like this probably could have been a 5-0, but I'm not going to be upset with myself. I'm happy that that the list is doing well, because this current list I'm testing is kind of just like some weird jumble of everything I've been working on for the past like 3 weeks. So, hey, there's a 4-1. It's not a 5-0, but I feel pretty good about it. And I like this list. So let's just do some closing thoughts real quick. I feel like... I don't know. I feel like that went pretty well. The testing I want to do moving forward, it's I don't know. I don't want to say like, hey, the next video is going to be blah blah blah, but I definitely like. I'm going to keep testing this list. I want to get a decent number of reps with it and see how it does. So far, I've only had a couple losses with it though. And I mean that one was really close to a 5-0. I think that could have been a 5-0, but that was just kind of my putts. The Tormont's Crypt didn't come up, but the Chain of Vapor actually would have been a really good draw. It's possible that we could have a defense grid in the main deck and cut one of the Hope of Gearpers and move it to rest to the sideboard. But yeah, just throwing stuff like that out there. This seems fine. Honestly, like, I don't know. I feel like if you get reps in and can find something you feel comfortable with, you're probably going to do well with it. It's really about getting like a larger volume. I don't really have that for this yet, but I definitely feel comfortable registering this. 12 lands has been good. Like, honestly, like, we didn't really feel punished by that at any point in this video, and that's how my testing with 12 lands has been. So, well, I guess those are just my final thoughts on it or whatever. And yeah, I don't know. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for checking out the content. Check back soon for more. All of that good stuff. Hit the like button, whatever, you know what I mean. And until next time, keep storming.